Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world and watching today's very interesting session. Not boring about products, not boring about technology. We're going to talk about something to do with reality of the future of the world. Welcome to WFM Media's today's virtual community with Fenesta. We're talking to a very unique young lady here, Sushmita Nag, and she's going to walk us through the journey of Fenesta over the last decade and probably the next decade in terms of why, what, how has been created. As you can see at the expanse, huge windows at the back of my frame, just to show that there are enough possibilities in Windows as we were 20 years ago with one sliding and one casement is now open to God knows how many different facets. And I think one of the greatest companies that I know of personally, not that I'm trying to brag about Fenesta, is the fact that they have created an industry out of a product. Rather, they created first a product from a per kg basis aspect of a window to a product, and now that product has institutionalized an industry. And that industry is largely driven by brands, and I think the leading brand without any doubt is Fenesta. So, hi Sushmita, and welcome to today's show.
Good afternoon, Amit. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes, and your kind words about Fenesta. So first, I would like to introduce myself, and then we can go forward. So I'm Sushmita, and I'll start with my education. I am a BTech in chemical engineering from Calcutta, post which I did my MBA in sales and marketing from Ghaziabad IMT. And after that, I had started my journey with paints. So, I started my career with ICI India Limited earlier. Today it is called Akzo Nobel after the acquisition happened by Akzo. So I worked with ICI Paints, which was also sort of a relevant category, not as high and dry as windows and doors, but paints a little more consumer involvement. So worked with paints for more than 8 years, after which I moved to Samsung India Electronics Limited. I have worked in all categories in Samsung as category manager, starting from consumer electronics, the audio video division, to mobile and IT division, as well as the note PC division. Post which I worked for Jubilant Consumer Products. So it was a very different role. I was heading innovation for several businesses at Jubilant. It was a short stint. Primarily, I had to move out of Jubilant because of it was a very interesting role, but for logistics issues, because the office was in Noida and I reside in Gurgaon, and Fenesta came along. Very skeptical, to be very upfront, and I'm being honest here. I did not know Fenesta before I joined Fenesta. It was during the process of the interview I figured out that, okay, there is a brand called Fenesta, and which is at that point in time were also leaders exist in the market, and there is something called UPVC, and windows and doors can be made out of UPVC. And that's how my journey with windows and doors started. And it's been close to 7 years, a very, very interesting journey. And I'm happy I'm part of Fenesta. I'm the DC in Shriram.
I'll ask you this question. You come from varied backgrounds, from FMCGs to consumer durables to paints and so on and so forth. And it's interesting, as you say, that there was in that little cloud of the window business, Fenesta was anyway 7 years ago the market leader as well, and a brand as well. And we didn't know about it. You didn't know about it, being from a space of marketing and so on and so forth. And then what made you take that plunge into this sector or this company? Both.
Honestly, essentially when I talk about marketing, and I have been a marketer all my life, I believe that the psyche of the consumer, whether it is a durable product or it is a pizza or it is a paint, there is a synergy, there is a trend to it. even today, when I talk about the geography, that the way India is divided, the east, west, north, south divide, the culturally they are divided, and demographically also they are divided. Any category, the psychography sort of matches with any category. It's just that the buying behavior changes a bit because of the type of category that we are in. So it was new, it was different, and I would be again. It is a very candid discussion, Amit, I'm having, and with the audience here, is that the interaction which I had with Mr. Vikram Sriram, our VCMD, and when I had this, and we had an interaction for more than 3 hours when we interacted. And when I saw his vision, and the vision that he already had for Windows, and the vision which drove into launching Fenesta, and the way Fenesta has been established in the country, the whole thought process is what intrigued me, and I decided that, okay, fine, this is a category that I think I'll find interesting enough to associate with.
To put it in simple words, I think Vikram sold the company's idea, thought process, and vision to you. So 70-80% of the credit lies with Mr. Sriram, who actually went and said, "Hey, dude, we're doing something great. Now come on board and make it greater." If I'm able to say that correctly, you took the plunge because of the vision of Mr. Sriram, and then the story continues, right?
Yeah, and yes, absolutely, and and it was really amazing to see the vision of him as the director of the company, and the way he visualized the commodity, as we say, that Windows used to be a commodity, and a commodity being transformed to a product and then to a brand today. That I find is mind blowing.
So I think the essence lies in the fact that DCM is probably a few hundred-year-old group. They have built loads of businesses in the same fashion and built a brand, of course, from those times to now. So they understand corporate responsibilities to be able to create a brand, and then it will sell. And you need to keep watering the brand and make sure that it grows, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
So thanks for the candid, and I think this goes now historically. Mr. Sriram will watch this and he will say, "Cha, now I know it. You never said it to me, maybe." But having said that, it's the truth. So what was it like when you came to Fenesta, let's say 7 years back, and when you noticed the marketing structure and the way things were done? What all did you have to change or modify in order to apply the vision of the founders, the product, and the market?
So, when I, 7 years back, when I joined Fenesta, what I found is that marketing was essentially, there was, I mean, if again, as I am talking very honestly, there seemed to be a little less of understanding of the audience that we are targeting. It was okay, fine, let us do 5 things and figure out, out of the 5, whether 2 works and 3 doesn't work. There was a very less focus, or almost nil focus, given to data analytics. So therefore it was like, if I'm choosing a medium, why am I choosing a medium? What am I going to do with the medium? So how, what, why, all of those parts were a little fragmented, I would say. No, I mean, I'm not any way in this process telling that, there has been immense amount of work which has been, done for the brand by my predecessors and the team there. But I found that the communications and the way it was happening was essentially B2B. But we had already, and one of the reasons why maybe I was also brought in was to make it more a B2C focus than just a B2B. And because we all know that, the way B2B operates, it is a very, very price conscious market, and it is, the value of the brand is never seen, and the service and the product. So there is a little bit of a compromise, let's be honest there. So that shift happened into to a B2C, and because I have always in my past career, I have always handled B2C brands. So I had the the past experience of how it operates and how it works and how do we get the brand to reach, because the brand has to reach the consumers. So that was one shift that I had to get in. The other thing was also internal. For example, the marketing team comprised of only one person handling everything that was had to do with the brand, which is even digital. There wasn't BTL was not heard in the organization. There was nothing happening on BTL. So there was a little bit of ATL, which was primarily print, a bit of television here and there. Brand associations were done, and digital was also on the surface. So what I did was that I think within 2 months of my joining, I figured out that we need to get the marketing organization in place. So there has to be a person who will be the custodian of the brand. Then there has to be a BTL person, because we need to do activations. We need to connect with our audience face to face. And when I say audience, I mean both the primary as well as the secondary consumers. Then there has to be a very, very, concerted focus on the digital part, because digital 7 years back, it had already started, but it hadn't penetrated the way it is penetrated today. And in the last 12 months, there has been a huge shift even in there. So, we made this strategy that Fenesta as a brand will be a digital first brand. So we need to bolster our digital strategy, the team itself. So, in fact, one of the first things what I did at that point in time also, and was to change the digital agency also we were working with, because what I found was the agency was not in sync with the vision that we were moving ahead with. So entire revamp, the website changed the way, by that time, in fact, we had the Connect Center also, the contact center, which is also the customer service center where people can call in and inquire about Fenesta. So all of that, so the contact center was also linked to everything which was, we wanted to map the consumer journey.
So did
Once
it,
he
I
or
want to ask
she,
you a follow-up question. There was a lot of brainstorming that you would
yeah.
have to have internally with the sales heads to the purchase and to the whole organization. Ki, bhai, we need to have some moderate change in our thinking, or were you doing your own stuff and everybody else was supporting you?
I would say that, yeah, I had got this whole sort of strategy together, and our sales head, even at that point in time, the CEO, Alex and the sales head and everybody else in the organization, including VCMD, were all on in, I had presented the strategy to all of them, and they were all in sync. Of course, we had to make some tweaks here and there, but then it was a collaboration and a consensus which had to be achieved before we, got into this different way of working. I would say it was more focused. So each one area. So somebody who does a brand does not have the expertise and the experience also to manage the digital part of it, because when you manage digital, it is a very different ballgame altogether. So somebody has to have an experience there to manage that part, and it becomes and because there is data every time in digital, the best part is that you can tweak, and the flexibility is so high because you are getting data every hour, and you can you have the flexibility to change communications even every day.
True.
So for that, it needs a different kind of agility, where brand is different, BTL is different. So yes, I would say that I was fortunate enough that whatever the strategy I had, it was heard and it was agreed by all the stakeholders within the organization, and that's how we took off.
So today, fast forward 7 years, Sushmita is a window specialist as well. Because if you don't understand your product, you can't market your product. So you really have to get a deep dive into your product to understand the intricacies, the crevices, the corners, the glass, and so on and so forth, to be able to position it in the market, whether digitally, call it physical and digital,
Yes.
the composition. Thanks to McCoy Mart and building that experience, I've been able to learn a lot more about digital and from the Google people and so on and so forth. So fast forward 7 years. Now I want to take next 5 years, aligning the vision of the founders, aligning the vision of your organization as a matrix. Yours is a matrix organization, so there are different heads for different businesses. And would you be likely to say that marketing has now become a really equal level matrix within the Fenesta organization?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, we do, it's not that we do only marketing for the consumers. We do a lot for the internal people also, for the employees as well, and also for our partners. So it's not just about, as you rightly said, that as an organization, as brand owners, we need to know about the product and what as a brand that we stand for. What is the brand image? What is the brand culture? What is the brand essence? And all of us have to, sort of imbibe it. It has to be part of our DNA. So it is not about, just communicating with the external audience. It is also about giving it ourselves, feeling it, seeing it. So basically, it has to be your second skin. So that's what we do here. We do market to our internal audience also. Even the manufacturing people who are in manufacturing, they are just doing a routine job of cutting and welding and fabricating the window. But they also need to know what Fenesta is all about, and what is it that we are trying to communicate to our consumers, and what difference that their work makes in the lives of the consumer. Correct. So it is all integrated that way. So once everybody from the back end to the front and to the consumers, when everything is interlinked, then I think that is the essence of any brand.
So then I think at this point of time, it's fun to work at Fenesta.
I have fun working at Fenesta, and my team also says that we have the one of the good things is that in this category there is a lot to be done, and that's the thing that when you have a lot of work and new work and work differently, because Windows is a very low involvement category even today. Yesterday only I was inducting a set of new joinees at Fenesta, and 50% did not know about Fenesta. Even the people who join from small towns, 2-tier, 3-tier towns, they don't know about Fenesta. Even many of the influencers also are not aware of Fenesta. So therefore, the task is even more interesting. And how do you make it relevant for the primary, secondary consumers? There's too much to do.
What is interesting is that every day your bubble bursts, right? One day you realize, wow, I'm such a brand. And the next day, hey, you haven't heard. Last night I was having a conversation with the managing director of a very large company in this country, and I introduced him to another client, and he said to me last night at 11:30, he said, dude, I'm surprised. These guys didn't even know about our company. We are a $17 billion company and he didn't know. I'm like, okay, here's your bubble burst, buddy. So you got to start from ground zero, which I think is important because it keeps you going. It sets a new challenge.
Absolutely.
Then it becomes a challenge. Let's look at this customer segment, and we need to look at, because in every customer segment, you have a customer. Right? I'm going to take another set of thought processes here in terms of doing. So I have 2 questions and you can answer them in your sequential order. Okay, what advice do you give as a marketeer to the manufacturers of windows and doors, UPVC and aluminium in this country in terms of going forward? Everybody will say, chalo Fenesta ke paas to bahut paisa tha, unhone to laga diya, blah blah. That doesn't matter. Business is business, chota ho ya bada ho, profitable hona aur sustainable hona bahut zaruri hai. So what advice would you give to manufacturers in our country that what they should do to plan their next 5 years? Because India is huge, right? So that maybe Fenesta might be doing X, say 20% market share, but there's still 80% of the market, which is with so many other people. And for them to also get inspired by your personal story, to connect it to Fenesta story, what would you advise them? And how do you see from the current 2.5-3,000 crores as a UPVC market, going in the next 5 years, 2025, to be a 10,000 crore market, and there's enough for everybody to eat from. What advice would you give them as a marketeer? Forget about the product side, because that everybody kind of figures it out.
So, I mean, to answer, I'll take your second question first, and then I'll go back to your first question. For the second question, as you rightly say, the pie is huge. We just have a very, very, minuscule chunk from that at Fenesta, even though, I mean, just because we are a brand and we are an organized player, so of course we are the leaders, but there are quite a few, and I mean, there are more than what I don't even have the number that how many fabricators are there who are manufacturing windows. What I would advise to all is that we have to communicate and communicate and communicate. What most of the people today are not maybe doing in a structured manner. They must be doing at an individual level, one-to-one in the local markets, but not doing in a structured manner is not using the various digital, social, the dark social. We have a huge dark social available there, and that costs really less money. So if anybody tells that Fenesta has money and therefore they are marketing, it's not maybe the correct thing, because we constantly brainstorm and innovate new ways to communicate with our consumers. And if we do not do, Windows will remain the low involvement category that it is. I mean, in spite of so much of communication, I'm sometimes flabbergasted when some consumer comes and tells us, and this is consumer speak, so to say, that what we bought Fenesta because we liked the aesthetics and the look of it. What we got as a side effect was the noise insulation. So I'm like, that's what we have been. So it's like, a side effect is that, I got noise insulation, and I'm very happy with it. So therefore, that's the part of the communication that we have been doing, and it still has not reached the consumer. As I was telling that, half the people who have joined Fenesta don't know Fenesta or don't know Windows. I mean, they don't know Fenesta. It is not that they know about any other brands also. They don't know about any of the other brands.
It's not a very consequential
element. So it is very, very important to make Windows. I lost you a bit, Amit.
Sorry. Please continue.
Yeah. So therefore, it is very, very important that, however, in whichever form, please market. Please communicate. Please share information.
Sushmita, you mentioned about dark social. Could you extrapolate a little bit on that? For a lot of people, they won't understand the word dark social.
A very common WhatsApp.
Okay.
A very common dark social is WhatsApp. It is the largest messaging app today.
Correct.
With more than 1.6 billion, daily users, and you have. I don't know. I mean, there were some 100 million videos being shared, and some numbers which are like humongous. And we all know we get WhatsApp messages every day. We experience it every day, and however much we do not like, and all of those forwards, but they are forward. So that is itself such a huge one. And imagine WhatsApp being blocked in the largest populated country in the world. In spite of that, it has such a huge followership.
Now,
So,
I think from as an honest, you had to answer my question too, which was about the market size growing. The advice you've given in terms of communicate, structured manner, social dark.
So it is communicate because so it is all about communicating, because when you talk about the aluminium and the other, because the pie is huge, and UPVC still is at the market penetration is somewhere between 12 to 15%, which
Correct.
is really again we are scratching the surface. In last 7 years back also we were at 12%. Today also we are at 12%, but we have grown as a business. That means the entire pie is growing. Right. So there, and of course, there are other players and the low in the market which is operating. So therefore, there is a huge scope for UPVC as a good material for construction of windows is there. But that can only happen when people are aware what a good UPVC window and door can do to the lifestyle of the homeowner or the uh, the people who occupy even institutional spaces, offices.
I got the point of communication. Now I'll give you a very क्या बोलते हैं brass tacks question. ठीक है? As a group, McCoy as well, we and WFM being a part of my businesses, we run businesses worth 250 to 300 crores with 200 people. If I go back a couple of years without getting into the McCoy Mart journey of my life, I didn't give too much emphasis on digital and so on and so forth. And you've been doing that for a longer period of time. As a traditional brick and mortar business, this building industry as a whole is extremely non-digital thought. Now, I'm telling you this because while building this business, I have interacted with close to 30-40 entrepreneurs, owners of companies which are mid-cap to large cap, unlisted, ranging from 50 crores to 5,000 crores. And even to the aspect of trying to sell them this concept of selling their products online, the challenge was first to have them accept that fact that it's going to be a reality. Now, switching back to my question, that most people in the windows and door sector and building material sector, when you talk to them about digital, for them it just means that Google पे ad आ रहा है और आपका भी ad आ रहा है, and that's it. Period. और उसको भी करने के लिए the question is कितने पैसे लगेंगे? And you know better than me what I'm saying, right? You know exactly what I'm saying. Now, what advice would you tell everybody in the industry to change their mindset? कि भैया, the business, for everything, the first thing anybody does is to go on their mobile phone, 87% or 90% today, and check. The validation is on Google.
Absolutely.
And if you're not there, then you'll still be running around every day telling your sales boys to go Gurgaon sector 15 चले जाओ, वहां 10 घर बन रहे हैं, वहां अपनी quotation दे आओ. ऐसे ही होता था पहले business, right? That's the way still it's happening. I want you to emphasize the aspect to our audience here that the way forward is a digital, right? I want you to emphasize it. Yeah.
So as I say, I mean, phygital, or you can also, what I call also is the omni-channel approach, because, a customer comes to you through different channels, whether it is on through Google or whether it's on any of the social media channels, or whether it is your showroom physically, or whether that person has or visited your website, or any of these contact points, or just called us into our contact center. It can be anywhere. The experience has to be similar, and it is very much possible. It is, I mean, there. To be very honest, again, I myself wasn't so aware of the nitty-gritties of digital, because it was always traditional medium of the television and print and radio which used to work, even in the previous durable and all those categories. But today, it is very simple. See what people are doing, and we are the people, right? If we see our behavior, how we are behaving, chances are 90% that the rest of the consumers are also behaving in a similar manner.
True.
Which is they're spending more than 3 hours on the internet, of which at least 85% plus time is on the mobile device. The 16 to 34 age group people are more active digitally. However, the 45 plus people are also pretty active, and that's where we need to also segment our audience. That we always, the way we at Fenesta think is that who is our audience? Somebody who has bought a home or who is in the process of renovating the home. So these set of people, they are always available on the mobile devices. Now, when you said that when the competition or the fabricators or the people in this type of a commoditized segment think that digital is only about being present in a IndiaMart or just being present in a Google, that's not But then what do you communicate on Google? Google is just a search platform.
Correct.
You have to communicate, because audience, what do the audience want today? They want to engage with you with relevance. There has to be a context with the content. So if you can build the context and the content together, it is very easy. And these are not expensive platforms, contrary to common belief. We know something which is called organic, and we know something which is called paid, right? Now, I mean, more than 60% of our traffic is organic. And you won't believe, Amit, in fact, that is something which we applaud as a team internally at Fenesta, is that we reduced and we almost made our spends on digital to zero in the first 3 months of this pandemic, when there was a total lockdown, because we knew we will not get that kind of business. But you won't believe, our leads which came into us were even more than earlier. And we were surprised at the response through all the social channels. And the social channels are really not that expensive, provided you can create content which is again relevant and engaging. So it's digital is not restricted to only your presence on Google so that people can locate you, because Google is just a locator platform.
Correct.
You have the other social channels, and the people are, there's a huge presence there. Facebook itself is the most popular channel, and followed by Instagram and YouTube and all those others. You don't need to be present even on a Twitter and a LinkedIn. These Facebook and Instagram is good enough. And focus on UGC, which is the user generated content. You have customers. If you have given the customer a good experience, the customer will be more than willing to talk good about you, or to give that the feedback and how was the experience. Use that content. So you don't even spend money to create the content. We at Fenesta, we don't spend huge money. Contrary to popular belief, and that we don't spend money. We use our own consumers to create content. The testimonials that you see, the huge, archive of testimonials that we have, they are users who, consumers, our own consumers, who have volunteered to speak about us. Of course, because of the experience. It's not that we don't make mistakes. We do make mistakes also, and we have.
It's an interesting subject. What's been the most blunderous mistake you've personally experienced in your last 7 years here at Fenesta? I mean, your top favorite?
It's a difficult question, Amit.
I'm sure.
But I would say that sometimes it is. It so happens, like it happened very recently. We were doing PR campaign for influencers, micro influencers rather, and so one of the influencers was talking about Fenesta with a non-Fenesta product.
Okay.
While we did our best to hide it, and I have had my doubts about that whether this is not a content that we should publish, but we still thought, let's see, because it was more from the PR point of view and not from the product point of view.
Right.
It backfired.
And how?
So, there are people who do observe us that, okay, fine, she's talking about Fenesta, and the window in question is not Fenesta. So that, yeah, so that happens.
It's like copy.
And of course, one or two things which has happened is, mostly a mistake in the copy and all. Because I personally take care that, every copy is checked before it is released, and my team also, of course, does a very good job there along with the agencies. So we ensure that we are mostly perfect in the communications in terms of mistakes.
Right, but I personally feel that mistakes zaruri hai, because it keeps you alert also, and then it makes you the same mistake. If you repeat, then you are stupid. I mean, the idea is to be able to learn from our mistakes, and you must learn, unlearn. So, to wrap up, for the audience, I want to actually just put some words together, and Sushmita will correct me if I'm wrong. in terms of the Fenesta journey, a lot of it is myth. They don't burn crores every day to get the business that they do. They have burned crores in the last 20 years for sure to be able to be where they are. And there are more than many companies who have been in existence since more than 10, 15 years in the window and door sector. I think with the expertise of Sushmita and the team at Fenesta, I think, and I completely resonate with the fact, because I run businesses do the same thing, is to focus on your data analytics. You have data sitting in your computers, on your Excel files, in whichever way, it doesn't matter. Data matlab customer ka naam, number, detail. Pick up the phone and call the customer. That's the first thing, which is called data analytics, and sounds fancy, but in simple words, you've serviced customers 10 years ago, call them up and make a user generated content. Basically उसका वीडियो बनाइए कि आपने मेरा प्रोडक्ट लगाया था 10 साल पहले भी ऐसे ही था, आज भी ऐसे ही है. That's your biggest credit, right, Sushmita? And that speaks much louder. And you know, to the extent of give the telephone number of the customer if in doubt कि भैया आप पता कर लो इनसे, that this is not. And I think as a company, as you grow and you, so idea is, if you want to build a brand, is basically because you want to be in the business for the next 10, 20, 30 years. If your idea is just to make money and get out, then don't waste your money on all of that. Simple. अगर रहना है इस धंधे में, then you need to focus on building your brand. And like she mentioned about social dark, this is my first learning experience of social dark. So thank you, Sushmita. This is my takeaway. But I think WhatsApp is one of the cheapest mediums to be able to do it. And omni-channel, which is for building industry or any other industry, retail store, social media, any of these social media platforms, call center, blah, blah. I think what Sushmita stressed on the fact that communication सब जगह से एक ही आनी चाहिए. जैसे कि विंडो एंड डोर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, वो बोलता है जब तक ओनर से बात नहीं होगी तब तक वो सही बात नहीं पता लगेगी, which is very normal in our industry. So I think the line of communication should be clear to the whole, whether it's a 30-member company or a 1,000, 2,000 member company like Fenesta. That whole, everybody should be engaged internally, ताकि externally they can engage with their customers. So even your smallest person in your team should be able to communicate, जो install करने जाता है कि मेरी company है जी, ये इसकी ये value है जी. There's a question which has come from Rehan. Does Fenesta do any sustainable product which meets building sustainability? Would you like to answer that?
So all the products, because UPVC as such is by default a product which saves a lot of energy when used. So that itself is contributes to sustainability. The other part is that it does not, it replaces wood.
Right.
So by default also is a sustainable product in terms of, conserving natural resources. So by virtue of its very core, it's sustainable. And of course, we also ensure that, the packaging material that is going out to our consumers, they are brought back. It is a lot of work, but the packaging material which goes to customers, they are brought back to the factory, they're recycled as much as possible. We have tied up with external vendors also to ensure that, they are just not, they just don't hit the bin and, sort of pollute the earth. So though there are several measures that we take at Fenesta to ensure that our product is sustainable in nature.
All right. So with that, I think I'd like to thank you, Sushmita, for your time, and Happy New Year once again, 2021. And I hope that Fenesta and the whole window and door industry that you comprise and everybody together can grow positively, profitably, and sustainability. And more importantly, like you said, and I resonate completely, the fact that you communicate, whether you are making 10 windows a day or 500 windows, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you make them well, you install them well, and your customer understands the value that you generate for them as a mutual win-win. And let price be just another subject, although it's not easier said than done, but yeah, it's the reality of life. So with that, I wish you the best for 21. I hope that your goals and your vision for the next 5 years happens as has previously happened in the past. Any closing remarks, Sushmita?
Thank you so much, Amit, and wish you the same. In fact, I wish McCoy Mart and McCoy and your other ventures do really well. And I think 2021 is a year that we look forward to. We had, of course, a little bit of a setback in 20, but then we will be accelerating uh, across product categories, across marketing for the next 5 years. And in fact, there is a roadmap which is already set at Fenesta. And we do those brainstorming and strategizing that, what is that, how do we see ourselves 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And that is what helps us get to where we want to get. So I think the key here is in the planning, involving every stakeholder. And once we plan well, then we know that, which, and then of course the assessment of each one of those areas that we would like to work on. And once that is done, it is easier to execute then. As they say that, you need to plan well to succeed, otherwise you would fail.
No plan, there's just success randomly which God gives you for a while. Uske baad to you have to plan everything very well.
Absolutely.
Anyways, thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead, and we'll probably catch up soon again and touch back in a 6 months time to exactly what happened to plan A 2021.
Sure. Thank you so much. Pleasure being here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.